Welcome back to a rare moment with Ramon Reed, myself, Black Boy Joy, white teeth, Invisalign, straight teeth, great skincare. Today we have a great show for y'all. I'm excited. I'm really amped, super jazzed. I'm really excited for this one. It's Monday. It's a great way to start off the week. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Today we have Notlim Taylor in the building.
Hi.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. How are you?
I'm good. I'm not tired. I thought I would be tired today,
Really?
but I was up all night.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was you doing? I mean, if you care to share.
Nothing. I was listening to music, watching anime.
Okay.
Just nothing.
Okay, what's the anime?
Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
on
that show.
episode 3, and I started that months ago.
Oh.
But it's great, though.
Yeah.
All I remember is the first episode when everybody was dead. I said, what's going on?
Oh, yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot, I've been trying to get into anime, too. I just can't. It's something about it. It has to be good. Like I can't even dive into the whole Naruto thing.
Oh,
like
no,
it's
I
too
can't.
far along.
Yeah.
I don't have that amount of dedication to that. You feel me?
Yeah.
What's another anime I've watched? Demon Slayer. It's another one. What is it? Wakfu? Wakfu? You know.
I'm kind of new.
Okay.
So
Okay, I understand. So all you on right now is Demon Slayer.
I've watched Seven Deadly Sins. I've watched
Okay.
Attack on Titans.
Oh yes, Attack on
That's-
Titans.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
good. It's just it creeps me out a
Yeah,
little bit.
it is.
'Cause,
It's the
yeah.
Titans.
Yeah.
That's the creepy part. It's like these. Hey now.
Yeah.
These folks is almost new.
Yeah.
This is.
I mean, they all the way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
This can't be right.
Yeah. No.
Well, yeah. I mean, let's jump into it. It's a cool vibe. You know, I just chill. I goof around on here. Yeah. Where do I want to start? How's your mental health? Let's start there.
Oh, that's a deep question.
Yeah. How are you? You know.
I'm okay, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of stuff going on in my personal life that I've never really experienced before.
Yeah.
But I'm okay. The main thing I've been doing is trying to stay positive.
Yeah.
That's something I've been doing throughout my career as well, like just trying to focus on the right things because the mindset really changes everything. you
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah, having an attitude of gratitude is like key. I've been trying to do the same thing.
yeah.
That's crazy because what was it, Saturday, right? I was on set for the first time in a minute on Saturday.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
But it was 13 hours.
Oh.
And I was in the middle of like some congestion and everything, and it was cold, and I was just like, I have to be grateful because like this is what I love, you know. And oftentimes I find that some people tend to complain, you know, when they're doing what they love, what they love, which really doesn't make sense to me. So, you know, it's really important just to find like a space and a place within yourself to always be grateful, you know. But shoot, I understand going through a lot of things that you've never experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looking around like, hey now, this what they was talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you cope?
Honestly, it takes me a minute to get into my zone to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm stable.
Yeah.
Because this has been happening since like, I want to say August of last year. It's just been a buildup of new things and new problems in my life.
Yeah.
And for my birthday, my 21st,
Yeah. Yeah, congrats. Congrats. I don't know why I always say that when people was like, it was my birthday. I'd be like, congrats.
No,
you made it another year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But it was hard for that month, honestly. It was so much. And I was not okay. Like, I didn't process it yet. So I didn't know what to do yet. And then I didn't know how to feel.
Yeah.
You know, and I went from, like, anger to constantly feeling sad, like, every day.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I have a therapist.
Thank God for a therapist.
Yeah.
I need to get one.
Everybody needs one. Honestly, like, I just had to stop invalidating my own feelings. And that's the easiest thing to do. So that was the first step in order to cope. And then I think the second thing is prayer, because I like to think a lot. So I got to get it out some kind of way. So either I pray or I record something on my phone, my computer, whatever it is. So that's another thing you can do if you're struggling. Like, you can vent to someone or something, whatever it is. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how to sum it up. It's like I'm constantly self-improving. Like, that's something I always strive for, but especially now, because I don't want to end up like the people in my life. Let's say that. I don't want to, like, point out anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This sounds like a family day.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, but yeah, I don't want to do that. So that's something that I do.
I totally understand, especially when it comes to prayer. Like, I remember at the beginning of the year, I was just like, I set a goal. I was like, I want to communicate with God, like, daily, you know?
That's good.
And now, I mean, I really get into it now. Good. Real enthused.
Oh,
yeah.
my God. With the hands? You
Oh,
do the hand
oh no, I go on, like, daily walks, right?
Oh, wow.
And these white folks be so scared because they be, I'm deep into it on the wall. Like, and it come out of nowhere, too, because I just get a thought, and I'll be like, oh, God, thank you for the gift of choice. And then it just start happening. Now I'm screaming on the street.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, now folks calling people. They looking at me. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Right.
I didn't even mean to do that like that, you know, but it just happened. But I found that, like, prayer has really helped me, like, get through a lot of things, you know. And I truly didn't, like, understand what the older individuals in my life meant when they said, like, things are going to change and you're going to go through stuff and, like, and decisions are going to be hard to make. And, you know, when I was younger, I was like, oh, you know, okay, that's sure.
Right.
You know?
You're like, okay.
But now that, like, we're here in that moment, it's like, that was for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I see why some people have trouble making it to the other side of their adversity, you know. I say all of that to say, combating adversity, you know, like prayer and having a relationship with whoever you believe in. You know, we're not trying to exclude anybody, but I think we both believe in God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna say for this episode. But, you know, just like having a relationship and just like getting through adversity, you know. And I found that having friends, like having true friends that I could really like confide in has helped me through that. Has it helped you?
Yeah, I've had people show up for me in ways that I didn't expect them to. Because one, I've been hurt, so sometimes I'm like, no, I got it. You know, I'm good. I can handle it myself. And most of the time, I'm used to doing that. So when I have someone help me, it always catches me off guard because I'm like, wow, you care about me.
You care, yeah.
Okay. But it's been helpful. I have had conversations that I didn't think I would have with certain people and opening up. Like for my birthday. Now, mind you, we're not going to play the game that I have never drank before, my 21st, okay?
Oh, yeah.
I've had, like, a couple drinks before.
A couple?
Not a lot.
Okay.
I don't know. Something about the taste is, like...
Yeah, it's off.
It's not,
Yeah, it's a little toxic.
Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah. And, why is my chest burning? You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And it's bad. But I did go a week where, after my birthday, I just picked up a drink. Like almost every day. And I had one or two, but it wasn't like I was drinking 5. But I know that after the fact, in hindsight, I realized, oh, I'm trying to numb my pain. I didn't realize that. I was literally in my room. I had nothing to do. I didn't go to a party. There was nothing to celebrate. I didn't even have a TV on. I just sat there. And I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong with me?
Dang.
It scared me.
Yeah.
And that right there is the motivation I needed to say, I want to be the person that I see myself as in like 2 years, 1 year, whatever that may be, whatever time frame that is. But I want to be that person now. You know, so I've been trying to focus on what can I do step by step to become that person and avoid repeating behavior that I've seen in my life growing up. Yeah. So, yeah, that's something, you know.
Yeah, it's hard to not be a product of your environment. And really, like, it's hard to commit to change. Because I just heard this. Somebody said motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you there, you know. And a lot of people have motivation, but they don't have the discipline. Yeah. So, like, to really commit to change and bettering yourself, it takes a lot of discipline and a lot of no's, you know. And, shoot, I even find sometimes, like, I need to say no, and I'd be like, well, this sounds like a good time, though. You know, like, I think I'll have fun, but I know I need to edit one of these podcast episodes. So it's just, like, really finding the discipline within myself to just, like, stay where I'm at and continue on my course, you know. And, just discipline. But let's talk about Miss Independent a little bit. Yeah, because you said you've been hurt and you like to do stuff on your own. Mm-hmm. So, like, when it comes to relationships, have you ever been in one?
Not like the boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. I've been in like the exclusive relationship thing.
What's that?
It's just that step before you become boyfriend and girlfriend that people.
For real?
Yeah.
That exists?
You what? Yeah.
Wait.
So okay.
Wait, I ain't never heard this one. You throwing me for a loop on this one.
Wait, for real?
For real. Just like your earrings. I'm
wow.
Looped.
Yeah.
Looped.
Wow. Okay.
Because I know the talking stage, but you said like exclusive. Mm-hmm. So it's like y'all talking, but not to nobody else.
So like you're dating each other only, and you're in an exclusive relationship. You know, so it's basically kind of like boyfriend girlfriend without certain things. But honestly, it's for me for like a certain amount of time.
It sounds like attraction without the commitment.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is. It's like you still have the option, depending on how you work it out with your partner. Like, okay, we're together, but if someone were to come along, then I'm
so this is an open relationship.
Still, no, I don't do that.
Wait, but you got me confused now. I'm trying to figure it out.
No, I mean, like, it just depends, because certain people have different definitions, and that's why it's so confusing, and nobody understands it. So you just have to have certain, just conversations about it, like what you want that to look like. Mm-hmm.
So you've been entangled.
Yeah, let's say that, yeah.
So you've been entangled before.
Yeah.
So when it comes to, like, a relationship and, like, not being so, like, independent because of, like, past traumas, past hurts, like, do you experience any difficulty, you know?
I guess somewhat. It's not hard for me to communicate how I feel or what I need from you. That's pretty easy for me, because I like to figure things out. If I've done something, let me know ASAP, because I don't want to sit here and then you're upset and then I don't know that, you know? But I think the biggest challenge for me is, like, my mind. When I start thinking, like, do you like me? Are you sure?
Like overthinking?
I guess so. But it's not just out of the blue. Like, it's triggered by something. And I'm dealing with that a lot now because of what I'm seeing in my, like, house and with my friends and stuff like that. It's, like, scaring me. Like, okay, am I okay? Am I gonna really settle? Am I settling? I don't know what I'm doing, you know, trying to figure it out. So, yes, I have been hurt before, entangled, whatever you want to call it.
Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like, I'm talking about, like, when you've been hurt.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I've been hurt before, but I hurt myself.
Oh.
Yeah, I did it. Yeah, it was a little, it's backwards. I know. I know. Hey, I know.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to undo the hurt right now. Yeah, I'm in the operating room. But yeah, just like being hurt, like you were hurt by someone.
Yeah, so this person hurt me, and he was like the first person I ever kissed, the first exclusive relationship I had, and it was a lot of hurt for different reasons. The first thing was, like, he seemed so ready to go. Like, the first day he met me, he asked me out, and I'm like, I don't know you. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It was like, so then once I started liking him back, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go. There was no dates. There was no, like, all the I'm ready to go, I want you to be mine was gone at one point. And then it was like, let's be exclusive. I'm like, okay, let's be exclusive. Fine, you know, as long as we're getting to the point where we're going to be together, like, officially. And basically, I just heard things because it was in a friend group. So that's one thing.
That's the worst.
Yeah, because I didn't know this group either. So I was introduced by a friend. So there were certain things I didn't know about the relationships already established. So that was one complication.
That's why you got to be careful.
Right.
They be kissing everybody in the group. They all entangled.
I ain't say it.
It's a whole team.
But that's what I mean. So I found out some things like that that started freaking me out, and I'm like, okay, do you want me or not? Because I'm not sitting around here playing games. And I just cut it off. I was like, no, let's just be friends. And then he was still flirting with me, and I'm like, well, I still like you, obviously, but you have to step up. And then I found out he was messing around with a girl who claimed to be, like, really close with me.
Dang.
So that messed me up.
God, dog.
Yeah, because the first thing that came to mind was, like, you didn't choose me. What's wrong with me? I took it, like, internally and personally. And so I started seeing myself a different way. I started thinking, well, maybe if I look this way, maybe if I talk this way, maybe if I changed. And in some ways I was changing. I'm like, well, maybe I should, wear this or like say this, because I'm not like these other girls that are more bold and fast, you know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then once I realized I can't change myself for someone to like me, because that's not what I did in the first place. I was just myself, and he liked me. And this really has nothing to do with me. It's probably something going on with him.
Yeah.
And if that's what he chooses to do with his life, I just have to move accordingly and just do my thing.
Right.
Do
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it took me a minute to get there. I'm not going to lie. It took me like 2-3 years.
Dang.
Yeah, because it kept happening too. That's the problem. There was like one issue after another, and he kept like hurting me. So every time I was like, let me try to practice forgiveness, let me be open, let me be compassionate, I'm like, I'm doing this for the wrong person.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So,
how'd you stop that cycle?
Honestly, step by step. First thing was changing this, because I saw myself as if I was like the worst person in the world. I had never experienced like a struggle with my self-esteem like that. And I started to think that I needed to just change everything about myself. So I had to reverse that and practice positive self-talk.
Yeah.
And then I just changed everything on my phone. Like, anything that was on here had to be positive.
Wow. Okay.
Like, I don't want to listen to anything that's going to beat me up or add to the negative thoughts that I had, you know? So that was the first thing. And then watching a couple positive videos to remind me, and listening to certain songs that had me like, you know.
Yeah. I'm in there.
Like, you know. And then what else? I had to see myself as God did, you know. Because I kind of forgot that.
Whoa! Whoa! What did you just say?
I had to start seeing myself as God did.
Hasta la vista.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, you don't really have to do anything to receive God's love. He already forgives you. He, every time you mess up, he's there.
Yeah.
And sometimes you forget, and you get caught up in wanting, like, this one person to be, consistently love me and adore me and show up for me, right? And you forget everybody else in your life, and the main person in your life, which is God. And you forget that he loves you just as you are, and he made you this way. So who am I to say that I'm horrible, I messed up, something's wrong with me? And that's not fair to myself. So
that's so deep.
And
like you. That, oh my, that's so deep. And then that could really attest to like how people judge others as well. Because like, we're all made equally, right? We might do different things with different impacts, but like at the end of the day, when it boils down to like our framework, we're all the same in some way, right? And it's just like leading with love, you know. That's what I've been trying to get better at, because I always lead with a genuine spirit, but sometimes it might not be a genuine spirit of love. Or it might not be received as a genuine spirit of love. And just trying to work on like really being really being intentional in my approach to things, and how I communicate, and like what I say and how I say it, you know?
Exactly.
Because I've run into multiple situations where I was really saying something that was facts, and I know it was, but it was like, Ramon, you said that real harsh. And I was like, you know what, you right, but I still mean what I said, you know? So do you struggle with that at all?
You're saying just like
delivery of things, communication. Like, it seems like you're pro communication.
Yeah, I pretty much am.
Yeah, but in situations where you may be dealing with someone who isn't the same as you, you know.
That is a little difficult. I like what you said about intention. Like, that's something that helped me heal, and then like forgiving myself, because like I felt bad for it, because I felt stupid. I'm like, I see the pattern, I'm still doing it, you know.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, yeah, it was stupid, but am I going to learn from it? And am I not going to do it again? Because honestly, I was walking away when I wasn't ready to. And that's the biggest thing.
Walking away from that
guy.
Okay.
That situation, acting like I was fine when I wasn't. And I was often put in situations where I had to act like I was okay with things that I wasn't okay with. So I had to cease that. And I had to speak up for myself, because that's the only time I cannot communicate, when I'm intimidated. So when he would make me feel bad for certain things, when I did not.
It sounds like manipulation.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It
okay.
was.
Yeah.
So when I would do that, I'm like, okay, let me just stop telling myself that I'm 100% in the wrong, because this is two people.
Yeah.
This is both of us doing what we're doing.
Right.
And I had to sit there and I had to say, okay, what am I going to say? I've like practiced it, right? And I'm like, okay, at least if I can get these 3 things said, fine.
Yeah. You over there going over the monologue.
Yeah, I did.
Uh-huh.
You know, and that's when it's like, it's hard for me to communicate when I feel like intimidated, because I struggle with shame. And the shame sometimes stems from like
I was just about to ask that. Where do you think that stems from?
Yeah, it stems from some like family members, you know, and it's not even shame with like speaking up for myself. It's even like shame in my femininity, sexuality. Yeah. Because I'm straight, and I like guys. But like, you know, when people say little things and you're like, well, I'm not a hoe.
Right. Yeah.
I have desires like you know?
Right.
And it's just hard when I feel very ashamed, and then I start shaming myself. So then I want to shut down and I don't want to say anything.
Yeah. I feel like that's a common issue with like women in general, but specifically like black women, when they want to go out into the world and just like be who they are, especially at a young age. Because like, of course, I was just talking about this with you, Mom. Like, everything is a double standard, and I want people to stop talking about it because it's not going to change. Right? They're talking, you know, people, what they say on the radio, it was, dang, I can't remember. Body counts. Yeah.
He wanted the girl to have a lower body count.
Yeah, than 10, right?
Body count, but then his was
that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the. I don't want to know. Don't tell me. What you don't know cannot hurt you because you don't know. Right?
Well, yeah, but see, like, I don't know. I know someone with that mindset too.
Yeah.
And that's when I get
frustrated. What mindset? What you don't know?
Oh, I don't need to know.
Okay.
It's like, well, don't you want to know? Like,
right.
you know, certain exactly. Certain things you should know.
Well, I mean, I don't want to know because that's your past. Excuse me. Yeah. I don't. Yeah. But I was out in the rain. Anyway, I don't want to know because that's your past, right? And we're trying to create a future together.
Right.
And yes, the past can affect the future. But like, I mean, when it comes to me, I really, if I really care for you and I have a genuine connection with you, that means you're a good person, because I would like to think that I have a great discerning spirit, right?
Right.
So it's like, let's create a better future than the past you've had, you know, which is why I just don't want to know.
Yeah, but
about most things.
Right. I think certain things are like important though, because knowing about someone's past is gonna kind of show you if they're perfect, like you don't see any kind of flaw.
Something's wrong.
Something's gonna crack at one point.
Yeah.
And
they're crazy, probably.
I mean, they could be. You don't know, but like, you just sometimes have to know certain things, because then you'll say, okay, can I handle that? Can I handle someone who freaks out, doesn't have it all together when the slightest thing is like falling apart, right? And they don't know how to cope in that situation. They don't know how to adjust. They don't know how to talk to you when they're going through something. Because me personally, I don't know if I could deal with that. Because even when I'm emotional, I've had like guys get upset or talk to me like a certain type of way, and then they'll see me being chill and not coming back like, well, you know? And they're like, oh, yeah, because I don't want to continue that. That's something that's so normalized. And so it's actually, one, not a good form of communication, and then I'm just avoiding it. I'm like, no, I don't want to tell you. You should know. You're not gonna know all the time,
right?
You know, so that's why I think it's important to know about someone's past, and then ask yourself, okay, I like them, but can I honestly handle this right now?
Are we compatible?
Right.
Yeah. And people overpower their feelings with compatibility. Like, you might like this person, but y'all not compatible. And I see it. I mean, even in my friend group, like me, well, not me, but my friend group, they really have a problem with claiming women like as their girlfriend before they're really their girlfriend. And I'm like, y'all really got to stop that, because that's almost insane. Like, I know y'all like this girl a lot, but we got to chill, you know? So yeah, it's just that, just like not negotiating with your feelings at certain times. Acting. How'd you get into it?
Okay, so at first I'm not like scared of the camera, and I never was. Yeah. So I started off doing like tutu modeling. Okay. So that's how I kind of like got adjusted to being in front of the camera, right? Mm-hmm. And then when I was 8, my dad, he actually asked my brother and I, who's an actor as well, and my dad's an actor too.
Yeah. Shout out Milton.
Yep. So we went with him to an audition. Mm-hmm. And we figured, like, oh, this is really cool. This is, like, something we might want to do. Mm-hmm. And we met his agent, and his agent, you know, asked him, have you ever considered putting them, you know, into the business? And he was like, no, because I moved out here from Nashville to L.A. to pursue my career. And my mom and dad prayed on it. And then we signed with his agent, and we booked our first audition, which was like a Disney commercial.
Yeah. Dang. So, everybody start with Disney, don't they?
I know.
Shoot, Disney I auditioned for Booker.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. So, yeah, I've just been doing it ever since.
That's so cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll wait till later. Okay. So, because I have so much in my brain, but I be trying to stay on topic. But I really be jumping everywhere.
Oh, it's okay.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, whose party? We was at Dave's Halloween party, right?
Oh, yeah.
When I was like, hey, you should come on the pod, right? Mm-hmm. And I asked you for your phone number.
Yeah.
And there was some hesitation.
Oh.
You was like, I'm about to show you what you did, too. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what I did?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you. I was like, oh, yeah, I would love to bring you on. Like, give me your number and, like, we'll coordinate. And he was like, well, you know.
Oh. I did the.
Yeah, you did the.
Oh no!
What's going on?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so you trying to ask me what was that?
Yeah, what was going on?
Honestly, it probably was 2 things. One, I was like, there was a point where I was just so over it. Like I didn't want to deal with any mess. And so you have people, guys that come out and like flirt with you, and there were some guys there talking to me, and I'm like,
yeah, they were.
You're a child.
Yeah.
Right, like some kids. I was like,
right, stranger danger. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had some guys before that like reach out to me, and I hadn't heard from them in years. And they're like, hey, we should hang out. Like, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, that's out of pocket a little.
Yeah. So I was kind of like over it, and I didn't know if you were like, I'm being honest in front of mom too.
I understand. No.
I didn't know if you were trying to like flirt with me, and then I didn't know. So
I mean, not like that.
I know what you mean. Like
no,
I just had some weird encounters. Like I was at the roller rink, and I was skating, and this guy purposefully knocked me over, and then picked me up and was like, "I'm sorry, but to make it up to you, I'm gonna give you my number." I'm like, I don't want your number.
That's a crazy setup,
right?
Yeah. That's almost like Joe from you.
Right,
you gonna knock me down to pick me back up? We starting off with the wrong foot, ain't we?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's wild.
So I just had my guard up.
Yeah,
honestly.
I understand.
But yeah,
it's very understandable.
But I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm
glad
nice.
you're here too. Yeah, let's clap it up. But yeah, back to it. I just had that thought right quick.
No, you're
But
good.
back to it, acting. There's a lot of adversity that's faced in acting as well.
Yeah.
When did you get your first break?
I want to say when I booked this comedy series for NBC. It's a comedy series called Marlon with comedian Marlon Wayans. Yeah. And that was like the biggest thing I've ever done. It was one of the best experiences as well because the audience, I had never seen anyone react.
Y'all filmed in front of a live studio?
Yes. Okay. It was so nice. And so I've done that before, so I wasn't intimidated. But it's the fact that I came out every week and people knew my name. They wanted a picture with me. Yeah. Like, it was getting personal. Can you give me advice? Can you talk to my daughter? Yeah. I'm like, I'm just a kid, but okay, sure.
Yeah. What dog food?
Right. Like, I didn't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
But it was great.
Yeah.
It was a great
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And, hold on. Because I just wrote this down.
Okay.
You played.
Yeah.
It start with an M.
Marley?
Yeah, yes. Yeah. That's who you played.
No, you're good.
But just like working with somebody in a black legend such as Marlon Wayans, I'm sure you learned a lot. And I'm sure it was like a memory-packed experience. But like, what did you learn? What did you see? What did you take away from that experience?
Honestly, it just took me aback, honestly, because I think he got me a gift for my birthday or Christmas. I forgot, and I'm like, oh, okay,
right.
you know, like, and everybody was so welcoming, and it was like, we're gonna be a family, and I was excited for it, you know. So that's something I really hold dear to my heart, is the fact that everyone just made it feel like we're in this together. You know, there were moments where the adults were like focused on what they had to do, and as a kid I took that personal, because I'm like, didn't you say we a family? And like, once the second season came around, the whole dynamic kind of changed. So I didn't really know how to deal with it, and then my co-star, who was younger than me, he was taking it hard because he's younger, and he's like, oh, you know, what's going on? And I just had to kind of explain it the best way I could. And now that I'm older, I understand, like, when you're given new lines and you got to learn it in like 20 seconds, you're like, okay, don't talk to me. Nobody talk to me. You know, but that's something I learned early on, and thankfully not harshly. Because I had a moment to cope. I had other people I could talk to. I had my co-star that I could lean on when I felt lonely. But sometimes you gotta wake up to the reality that it's gonna get hectic, and sometimes you could, you know, get your feelings hurt a little bit, but it was never like a malicious thing from anybody. So
that's amazing.
Great.
I feel like the show I was on as well, like we was the same way, but like when it came down to it, when you have to deliver, like there's moments where we're having fun, but now we really got to lock in, you know. And thankfully, like, I was the same way. I never took it like, oh, well, this is a little weird. I was just like, oh, okay, we gotta get this done, which is totally understandable. In the acting industry, especially as Black actors, right, there's I mean, a lot of needs that aren't met, you know, a lot of, I mean, hair, you know, for real, like, come on. Come on. No, you don't know how to pick this out? What's going on? Right. So it's just like, what sort of, what's the word I'm searching for? What sort of, I'll say things for lack of better words, what sort of things do you wish, like, were provided for us as, you know, actors of color, Black actors, that we don't have right now, or that isn't prioritized right now?
Hair for sure. Because I was on set, and someone tried to, like, iron my hair and take a curling iron and make the curls, and I was like,
that's not how you do it.
What are you doing? So and you can't complain, because it's a lot for one person, and as the actor, I don't want to have to go home and like prep my hair each night. Like, just do it for me, because I'm trying to do my job and I need you to do yours, and I don't want to sit here worrying about the way I look. You know, that's why they say, like, makeup, very important that they know how to do your makeup. Get your skin tone, like, right, you know. So those two things. I think the biggest thing for me personally as, like, a woman, well, a young woman, is, like, when it comes down to intimate scenes, you need to be able to, like, when they send in the sides, there should be a separate paper that you read and look over. And on one side, it should say, like, yes, I'm 100% comfortable doing anything, even if it's asked last minute, sure. And on the other side, it should be like, okay, I'm 50-50, or I'm not 100% comfortable, but I would like to audition. And if I book the job, I need the director, the producer, everybody on set to understand, okay, if I'm going to be half naked, I need a rope every time we cut. Or you can't show this much, you know, or this much. Or you're not going to be just put on the spot like, hey, we need you to do this, and we're expecting you to be comfortable, and if you're not comfortable, we're going to call you difficult. You know what I mean? Like, it
label you angry.
For a guy or a girl. Like, if you're not comfortable, it should be okay for you to say that. And then make accommodations for that. So when you audition, you don't feel like you're wasting someone's time. You know what I mean? So that's one thing, and then I feel like the other thing, it's on the tip of my tongue. What was I gonna say? That, I don't know. It might come to me. I had it in my head, but certain things like that, I think we just need, and like we need to know it's okay to pass up on a role too. Doesn't mean that you're not gonna succeed, because if it's for you, you're not gonna miss it. Even if you did pass up on it. Like, it might come back around.
Circle back around because it's destined for you. That's crazy, because I just really started, like, differentiating what roles I accept and what I don't. And then, like, you was talking about the video where, what's his first name? Warren Campbell. Warren Campbell was saying, don't let your occupation something along the lines of don't let your occupation. Do you know what he said?
Determine or drive your salvation, or it wasn't. Don't let your occupation ruin your salvation.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Stuck with me.
Yeah. But I've gotten to a place where like now, because all roles aren't meant for you, right?
Yeah.
And like as an actor, yes, we're as an actor, our job is to lie. We're supposed to live in something that's not true, but you know, sometimes it may be based off of something true.
Yeah.
But like every role isn't for everybody. Like me personally, I can't play a drug dealer. What I look like? Well, if I put enough work in, I'm sure I can. But what do I look like in a scene talking about, hey, run me that brick? You feel me? That just don't fit.
I get what
you know? So it's just like differentiating what's for you and what you want to do and what you're willing to do and what you're not, you know?
Yeah.
Also, motivation, you know? In the industry and whatever you do, really. It's just, we was just talking about this. That's crazy. It's wild, you know, just in it's a crazy world we're in, but especially like in this industry where everyone knows everyone to an extent, you know. And it can get real competitive and real dicey. But like, how do you stay motivated through all of the theatrics of acting, you know?
Well, the main thing I focused on in like I think the end of 2021 was consistency, even when I wasn't seeing results. That's
what it is. Will you create in the dark? Yeah,
because like that's the make it or break it moment.
Yeah,
when you're in a relationship, when you're in a battle with yourself, or whatever the moment is, when it's really really difficult, that's when you're being shaped. Yeah, you know, and you'll come out, and then when people look at you and like, oh, that was so easy for them, or you look great, girl, you look great, dude. It's like, yeah, because I've been working.
Right.
And it's not like this just happened for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big misconception, not just, you know, for actors out there, because people think it's easy and you're handed things. I've even had my family be like, oh, you so bougie, you don't work. I'm like, run it back.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Right.
Hold on, Turbo.
Right.
Yeah. Run that back,
It's
Turbo.
not like I was just handing some money. Here you go. No.
Yeah.
Like I was working at a young age, you know, and not even knowing what I was doing.
Yeah.
But still, I was working at a young age. So it's like, you just have to remember. Sorry, my throat is like.
No, you're fine.
Weird.
Shoot, I'm tore up too.
No,
I'm
you're
trying.
good. No, you're good. But yeah, you just have to remember that it takes consistency.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to try each time. And it's hard, I'm not going to lie. But I'm so glad I did that because last year, I worked 4 jobs.
Oh, shoot. Oh, that's
right. And the first job I got was like...
You was working every quarter.
I was traveling for the first time. And it's all because... Thank you. It's all because I stayed consistent and I changed my perspective in the way I looked at it. Because I could have been like, I'm not working... And people don't even know if I'm acting or not. I don't have anything to show for it. Yeah. You know, and then I started, for a quick second, I was about to basically define my worth based on my job status. And when you do that, you mess yourself up.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just keep my head up. Yeah. I'm going to focus. I'm going to get in class. And that's what I did. And then I worked. Yeah. Like I got a call right after my 20th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even have to audition. I was like, what?
Oh, what? Oh, my shot. Let me stop.
Yeah. You know? So it's just consistency, and you got to change the way you look at it. Yeah. And when you look at it from a different perspective, what helps is gratitude. And then you start seeing, oh, my life is pretty dope, honestly. Because it could have been this way. Yeah. You know, so.
Perspective is so important. Because, shoot, I'm in the middle of that right now. Of just like, what, not that I don't have things to show for like what I've done, but just like what's next, you know? Yeah. And it's just like, it's practically the reason I go on walks every day, just to like ground myself, because it's like, dang, I want to work. I love working. But you know, just auditions are slow right now. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, that's basically part of the reason I created this, just to like do something of my own and create my own you know.
Exactly. I like that.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, shoot, that was my prayer this morning. Don't get me started, y'all. No, please. Please. But I'm just in a defining point in my life where I really feel that something is on the brink, you know, and a lot of individuals can't push past that. I know it's right there, but it's still not here. Like, I have this feeling, but it's still not coming, you know. And I'm just trying to find it within myself to keep going, to keep creating, to keep working hard, you know, through it all. And, you know, people are weird, too. You know, especially when people don't see you got stuff out and you be like, no, I can't go here, I'm busy. Oh, well, what you doing? I mean, something you not about to find out about.
Right.
Mr. Negative Energy, you feel me?
Yeah.
But it's just staying positive. And like you said, perspective is so important.
Yeah.
I have a topic for every, do I have time?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, okay. I have a topic for every episode of the podcast,
Okay,
right?
cool.
And my topic today, just because, I mean, we've been talking about it the whole episode. And then, like, especially, like, during our texting, just trying to get this set up.
I know.
Like, you was just like, hey, I need to coordinate with my family. Let me see what they got going on. So, my topic is family, right? Yeah. Who would have thought?
All right.
No, but family is very important to me. And just, you know, a village, striving to be successful while also having people supporting you. Like, how has family played a role in your life and in your career? How has family,
I get what you mean.
No, but it's like, how has family played a role, but also how have they stop some things. You know, because family mean well most of the time, you know, but sometimes it get a little spotty. So you know.
I mean,
even as a parent.
It could be. That relationship. I mean, my family is like my number one supporters, which is great. Because sometimes you have family members that may not support it, may not believe in it. So I love the support and inclusion that we have, which is very hands-on. When he has when my dad has an audition, we'll get ready for it, and we have a whole setup like this. And we'll, you know, prepare for it, and vice versa for anybody in the room who has an audition.
This is the podcast wall and the audition wall.
See?
Just slide that love seat over.
Yeah.
Ramon Reed, 5 sticks.
Right. Exactly. So, but I think the difficult thing, because this industry is so up and down. And most people think, well, you're just going to book all the time, when that's not true. You audition majority of the time. So if you can't do that, then maybe this is not for you. But sometimes it's when my parents are very anxious. And so when I'm not worried about anybody else, you know, it's hard because you're like, well, I'm not worried about this other person who's booking. I'm not worried about this. They're like, are you applying yourself? Like, what are you doing? It's like, well, what do you mean? I've been working since I was a kid. I would say I'm applying myself. And this is all I can do, because honestly, it's a yes or no. You can do the best work you've ever done in an audition. Nobody gets to see it. Except, you know, the people watching the casting. I know. Right. And then it's like, they say no. But it may not be anything, you know, personal about you. It could just be that they wanted a different choice. And that's a little hard to digest. I don't really struggle with the rejection. I just see it as like, not right now, or that's not for you. But there's an opportunity in you auditioning. That's the biggest thing in the world, because you don't know who's in that room watching it. You don't know if the casting director forwarded that audition to another casting director, and that's why you don't have to audition for this movie that you got. You know what I mean? So when you're in that room, you have to like give it your all and try your best, and then let it go. And it's a little difficult to let go. When your parents are like, hey,
but hold on.
It's like, wait.
See, that's where the hands come in.
You know, so I think that's the biggest thing, aside from like little things that my family members may say. It took me a minute to find my own strength, honestly, because I compared myself to my brother and my dad, because they're dudes, and it's like, well, they would get roles where they have to cuss and be, you know, tough, and I'm like, I'm the nice girl. You know?
I understand. I'm the scared kid most of the time, and I don't even look like, in real life, I'm not a scary person at all, but I guess that's what they see. I don't know. I'm gonna start doing auditions with my shirt off or something.
Look, I'm here.
You know. But I understand that, especially like with family and like doing business with family as well. like things might not always pan out the way you want it to.
Yeah.
And especially like since you're 21 and like becoming a what? Like you legal at 18, but you an adult at 21.
Yeah,
how it go?
She's an adult. She's 21.
Right, I know that, but like
she get a lot of things: credit, house, alcohol.
Yeah,
She's an adult.
Yeah, all of that.
She is seen. If she does a crime, she is charged as an
adult.
Yeah.
And even when you're 18, that's how I look at it in terms of how you move accordingly.
Yeah.
Like, be careful. Know that you are responsible for you. It's no like, oh, I'm a kid.
Yeah.
But what's the difference between 18 and 21 now?
Pretty much 18, you can't buy alcohol. 21, you can.
Oh.
I mean, honestly, when you look at the grand scheme of things, that's it. And depending on the state.
You trying to help me out? Hey, I play. That's hey y'all.
And depending on the state, right, or country, like in certain countries, you could drink at an earlier age.
Yeah, in Mexico, if you have a mustache, they think you're an adult.
Oh yeah, they try to get you to drink out the whole time. But
they did.
But you have to look at that. But I really think it's mindset too, because some adults like past 21 still operate on a teenage level. Yes. Right.
Yeah. That's true.
Shoot. And that,
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that could be because of scientific reasons and just what you've been through.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, but just like family and you know, becoming an adult and becoming your own woman, you know, outside of your family, because like you've been working, like you said, since a young age. And like well, I know firsthand it's hard for parents to accept growth. Not like she's like I always speak candidly.
We have a very open and
But it's not like my mom is like, oh no, you can't do this and do that, you know. It's just like, wow, my son's growing up, you know. So it's for your parents, like, have you had difficulty in them accepting you being an adult and being able to make your own decisions legally, you know?
Yeah, I think it's just because like I'm a girl.
Yeah.
With the guys, it's like certain things are not as a big concern as like it is for a girl, or like you just kind of passively just let things happen with guys, like the double standard thing. It's like, all right, that's fine. You know, he wants to go do this and go on a date, possibly go have sex, and then if I go on a date, it's like, what are you doing? It's been 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like, well, I've been sitting here and eating at the restaurant.
Right.
Like,
We've been talking.
Right.
Yeah,
like I can do that. You know. So that's difficult, and that's why I say, like, aside from struggling with like shame, it's hard to accept the fact that I'm grown. Yeah. And I'm like, no, that don't sound right. I'm not grown. Like, I'm a young woman. Let's just say that. But it's weird, and I have to come to terms with that, because otherwise I'm going to let people walk all over me, and I'm not going to know how to make my own decisions. Like, when I can't turn to my dad, like, what do I say? Yeah. What do I do? No, it's like, what do you actually want to do? And I think that's what my journey is right now. I'm trying to discover my voice and use it, and not be ashamed of what I want. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's very difficult, because I find that difficult in roles. Like when someone's like, okay, we need you to flirt. I'm like, I mean, I do that when people don't look, like, not when, you know? So it's a little hard for me, but I think once I get more into just who I am and knowing that, it's going to be easier, you know? So
how do you think, like, you'll do that? Just like experience, living life?
First thing, I got to just say what I want. And I can't bash myself for it, because I'm human. If I want to kiss somebody, okay, I want to do that. If I want to go walk in the park and somebody want to call me an old lady, okay, I that's something I want to do. You know, so I think that's the first thing for me, is like really just not shaming yourself, even though you know it's what you actually want. Like, just say it and just do it, and you can do it, instead of just sitting home and you're like, do I have to wait for you to say it's okay? Can I do this? You know, because I'm adjusting to it. Like, even when I pour me like a glass of alcohol, I'm like, is this fine? Like, are we good? Hey, Dad, you sure? Right. Yeah. But now I don't really like alcohol like that. I don't know. It's not something I want to continue in order to solve my problems, because it doesn't change anything. like I thought it did.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's gonna make me feel better. Yeah, like, but no, it didn't make me feel better. I was sad. I was literally sad. Like, I had 3 margaritas last night, and I thought it would change my mood. It didn't. I was sadder.
Like, for real last night?
No, for real.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said I was up. Like, I was dancing.
You was up.
Hey! No, for real. Like, I was up, and I liked the first glass, and the second one, I was like, Third one, I'm like, ugh. Yeah. I'm not. This isn't going to solve my problem. So I literally have to sit down with myself and ask myself those hard questions. Yeah. That is the biggest thing you could do when you're healing. Is like, forgive yourself, ask yourself those hard questions. And then I think it just takes like this, I guess this constant like compassion towards yourself. You have to like really sit down and be like, okay, I did that. Let me learn from it. Let me not continue it. Why did I do it? Is it something in my past? Is it something I saw my parents do? Whatever the case may be, like you really, especially if you're the person that hurt someone else, you gotta have to forgive yourself and acknowledge the fact that, okay, that was a moment in time, but am I still that person right now? Right. Because if you're not, then great. You apologize, you move forward, you do right by that person, great. Yeah. But if it's just the same person, it's like, no. You're not growing. That's not good. Yeah. X. Right. Yeah. Like, no, I'm good. Yeah. Nah. Right. So, yeah, it's just that.
So self-care, right? How do you do it? What's your way of letting your emotions out in a healthy manner, if there is one?
A healthy manner. Honestly, I did not know what that was until
self-care.
Yeah, last year. Like I saw what it was. Yeah. Like, let me do a facial and let me go do this. It's like, no, it's not that.
But that's the Instagram.
Right, that's the Instagram stuff. And like I mentioned before, I had to sit down and ask myself those hard questions. Yeah. So that's my form of self-care. Or I love candles. So like I'll put on a candle and I'll like journal, or I'll sit with my dog or something. Let's see. I do things that make me like feel good, whether I like do my hair. Sometimes makeup, but I don't really wear makeup like that. Yeah. Like I've never have. What else? I like dancing in my room. I just like turn on my star projector, put on some headphones, dance in my room. I like doing stuff like that. I really value silence. I'm not even gonna lie. Just moments where I don't have to do anything. Nothing is expected of me. Yeah. I don't have to constantly move around. Yeah. So I guess that about sums it up a little bit. So, yeah.
Silence. That's because I've heard a lot of people say they value like alone time, but like silence is at first. Like, like just quietness.
Just quietness, yeah. Whether I can just listen or think or write poetry. Like, I just like moments that are very still. Because you don't get them back, you know? That's why I like record everything. Yeah. Because you don't get those moments back. And so if you can look back on it, it kind of gives me motivation when I'm like really sad. Yeah. Or I see my progress, you know? So, yeah.
I got a big question for you. Okay.
Okay.
This is serious.
Okay.
You think I'm joking?
No, I'm concerned.
This is serious.
I'm concerned. What is it?
Like, I'm for real.
Okay. Yeah.
If you was to go today, and God said, "My child, you can take one thing from the earth with you," what are you gonna take? Let me see. I be playing around too much.
Are you serious?
I be playing too much. I'm dead serious.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't want to take a person with me because they might be important to me, but important to other people. So
very selfless of you.
My star projector or camera? Okay. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe that.
But you in heaven though.
I know. That's why I said it won't compare. Like.
Yeah. The star projector.
I feel like I'm going to be occupied. I'm going to meet people. Yeah. I get to talk to Michael Jackson. Yeah. Like, come on now.
Oh, wow.
Right? And I don't need makeup. I'm going to glow.
Yeah, right.
Got wings.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need no clothes. I got a little angel outfit.
Right.
You know?
Right. Okay.
So I don't
Your
really
angel
know.
Apparel. I get it.
I don't think I would need anything from Earth because I think heaven would like give me everything I need.
That's the answer I was looking for. Great job. Yeah. I wish I had a clapping sound effect.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's for real the answer I was looking for.
Really?
Because
So wait, do you ask everybody this question?
No, that's the first time I've asked.
Interesting.
Yeah. But because I called my dad today, right? Like 30 minutes before you came, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, I just need like a little off the wall question that I can ask," and like we went back and forth, and I was like, "Oh, this sounds like a great question."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good question. Yeah. It was a little random, and
very out the blue. Our whole conversation has been very targeted.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I just throw you off a little bit. Yeah. Well, what's next for you? Like, what do you want to do? What are you striving for?
I have a whole Pinterest board of what I want my life to look like, and I titled it "Living My Best Life." So I want to go to Paris one day, because I like to travel, But I want to have like my own clothing line. Because I used to sew and sketch. So aside from like the other stuff I did that, and I was very passionate about it. But it's kind of like I wasn't in the groove for a while. So now it's taken me a minute to get back into it. Yeah. But I want to do that. I'm looking forward to everything that's being edited right now that I worked on last year. So that's coming out soon.
You and me both.
Yeah. What else? I want to get through what's going on in my personal life. And I don't want to lose myself, because I never have. Yeah. Like, I've been through things that could really mess you up. Yeah. But I don't want to lose myself. Like, no matter what I go through, I want to always, like, have that positivity, that compassion towards other people. Because I give it, even when someone else doesn't deserve it. Yeah. And sometimes I got to, like, sit myself down and be like, hold up. Yeah. But,
see, you better than me. She's better than me.
What?
Yeah, I'm a work in progress.
Well, everybody is.
Yeah, right.
And that's funny to me, because people will literally say to my face, like, I'm jealous of your life, or like, you're perfect. And I know I kind of put that out there on social media, because I don't show you everything that's going on. But I'm not perfect. Yeah. I just constantly want to improve. So it may seem like I'm trying to be perfect, or like when I tell someone, well, please communicate with me, or this is what's going on with me, I'm sorry. Yeah. They're like, you don't have to be perfect. I'm like, well, that's not the goal. I'm just trying to be, I'm trying to be better. Like, I don't want to repeat certain things that are normalized. So, yeah. That's
so deep. Like breaking just generational curses. Shoot, and I won't even get into that. Anyway, well, that's all I had, for real.
It was great.
Yeah, we can go ahead and wrap it up right here. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on, like, for real. Oh, also, you said, like, you get back into the sketching and everything. Okay, I might need your help with a little something.
I could hook you up. We can go tomorrow and find you a fit.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. I mean, like, with a whole line, though.
Yeah, okay. A whole line. All right,
like, we'll talk about it. Hey, y'all, thank y'all. Oh, I forget it every time, don't I? Make sure you like, subscribe, rate, and share. Yes. Folks be forgetting. Y'all know what my name is. Where can they follow you? It's been on the screen since the beginning of the episode.
Oh, great. Well, you can follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Notlim Taylor. It's Notlim. It's Milton backwards, if that helps you spell it.
Holy.
Yeah.
Aren't you older than him?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And they think he's older. And then, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Wait. Okay. Well, we'll leave that there. Milton backwards is outrageous. Yeah. Well, thank y'all so much for watching. Yeah. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Yeah.